Who am I? And who are you? Are you the creator or the created? If you are you, and I am I, who could be the creator of all that exists? Why are we here? What made you stop and listen to me? We are the remains of an unimaginable explosion, called the Big Bang. There is a deep connection between you and I because we came from the same vacuum, carrying the same information in our genetic code that scientists cannot comprehend. The biologists call this as the cells. Yes, the cells that make up one living body. If we compare the universe to the human cell, we have zillions and zillions of electrons, orbiting the trillions of neutrons and the protons that resemble the universe. As John Keheo said, the space between the atoms is the universe, and so we are all connected. This looks similar to our own understanding of stars and planets in the universe. We are all part of the same creator, from the very first cell to the universe we see today. The ancient texts revealed this knowledge, but you cannot see what your mind can't think. The answer to our question is right below our nose. Today, the best theories about the cosmos tell us that the universe arose out of vacuum at the beginning of time, creating not only huge amounts of matter, but also the strange things that known as antimatter. The universe is made up of matter that you can see and antimatter that you cannot see. The Big Bang predicts equal amounts of both matter and antimatter were created. As the universe cooled down, the matter and antimatter became almost perfectly isolated. For every billion particles of matter there exists one antimatter. The antimatter is, like Steve Jobs said, are the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers, the round pegs in the square holes, the ones who see things differently. They are not fond of rules, and they have no respect for the status quo. You can quote them, disagree with them, glorify or vilify them. About the only thing you can't do is ignore them. Because they change things. They push the human race forward. And while some may see them as the crazy people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world, are the ones who do. My name is Kadiyali Srivatsa, meaning the endless knot, the beginning of the end. I am a doctor, author of 3 books, and created or Dr. Maya, designed to empower you to conquer fear of infections and illness. My journey began in 1989, when I stumbled across a healthy teenager, rotting away, oozing foul-smelling turbid fluid from his skin, and die, because 3 powerful drugs could not kill the bugs. I spent sleepless nights, tossing and turning, for years in fear of getting infected by the same bug that is now colonized in every hospital and homes all over the world. I was washing my hands, scared to touch children with infections, identifying nurses who make mistakes, challenge doctors, institutions for offering substandard care, by licensing nurses and chemists to work as doctors and abuse antibiotics in the NHS in the UK. I conquer fear, stopped my quest, in search of a solution to avert a war that we may never win, and continued to work as a doctor. I stopped working as a doctor in hospital in 1999 because I could not stand and watch without doing anything to prevent children getting hospital-acquired infections and die. In 2002, I looked at the twinkling eyes of my newly born daughter, and the fear of treatment-resistant bacteria came back to haunt me. How can I cope to watch her fall, get cuts and bruises and watch her die? Because the closet of antibiotics is dry. As Albert Einstein said, the world will not be destroyed by evil, but by people who watch them not doing anything. I am not the one who watched but challenged the General Medical Council and the NHS in UK for licensing nurses and chemists to work as doctors and abuse antibiotics, and watch families being ripped apart, business bankrupted, and nations destroyed by imposing quarantine, lockdowns to protect their investment. I have published numerous articles, invented devices, techniques, chaired conference, delivered keynote address and warned members of my own profession for more than 40 years. This is not COVID, but the fear inflicted upon you by the very doctors and scientists living under an illusion of theoretical idealism without understanding the practical realities of managing infections is what makes me angry. It's ironic, a fantasy movie Jurassic Park aptly described the situation we are in today. Scientists are so preoccupied with whether or not they didn't stop to think if they should. These bacteria are stronger, more intelligent, well adapted, and understand the genetic vulnerability of every plant and animals with lethal precision, including us. Welcome to the webinar that will help you conquer fear and set yourself free, like I did.